Hey, getting back into it all. One by one, the group of you have gone through the henge gate. Hollow. You all feel this familiar squeezing sensation. Not quite as intense as when you travel via Dunnan's Brow. And you are able to shift and move as you go, continuously taking steps one after another. For all of a sudden, the surrounding area sort of falls away and reforms into space unfamiliar to all of you. You stand in the center of Low Hill. The ground around you has been seemingly clear cut of the ground around you has been clear cut of trees, bushes, shrubs. Looks like you can even see roots that have been torn up and slashed and chopped and broken and damaged. Everything bears scorch marks. There's a small pile of timbers nearby. Looks like the shattered, splintered trunks of trees that maybe were piled and have collapsed over. Not enough momentum to send them tumbling down the hill. All of them heavily scorched and charred. You don't see any glowing embers indicating immediate activity of fire here. Quick glance around tells you are once again in an incredibly cold environment. You all gain a point of exhaustion automatically. And this radius of destruction, taking a few glances around, the henge stands solitary on this hilltop. About 200 feet in every direction. Looks like it has been blasted, torn, scorched, uprooted, cracked, broken, decimated.
Does this look like it was done by a creature or by humanoid?
Make me a survival check. Off to your south, once Siegfried gets his bearings together, you do see the tail end of the mountain range. Or, I guess, the northern edge of the mountain range. Gather you are in the correct location. You did not select the wrong henge. No one had pranked you by changing the labels on them or anything. With his map, he does confirm you are at the hollow henge. Take you a few minutes, Aeolus. Good few minutes to sort of poke around here for a while.
Grottle just came through this not too long ago, right?
Correct. They seem to be acting business as normal.
Like
Glancing at all of you.
it was like looked like that when he first got here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Grottle, does it always look like this since you've been here?
Not all the time. A few days ago,
Recently?
when I came through last, it was like this.
Okay.
When when my friends and I uh, deigned to aid you in your fight against a voice, this one decided that he wasn't gesturing to done, that he decided that he needed another loss on his belt. Uh, it wasn't quite like this. It was more grown up around here, trees and whatnot. It was like this a little bit after that. The next time that he had come through, after he left then and then came back, and the next time we had come back, it was like nowadays. I imagine someone wanted cleaner access to the henge or the hill or something. I figured someone looks at Tang. I figured someone from Hollow had decided to try to set up like some type of operating base around the henge, much like your friend Yeryl's got going on in North Crypt. Even if it's like an outpost of some type. Very far north, not a lot of trade up here. I figured they were preparing the ground for that. Just nothing's happened. Winter came, so
That doesn't sound right. They don't seem like the people who would just tear shit down to the roots to just establish something.
Yeah, I feel like they seem like they live largely in trees, so
Why would they get rid of the trees?
they're flyers, right? They could see it. I'd imagine you can see this from the sky for leagues around now. So
I
that way
mean,
they
we
can
make it-
patrol and be safe and like sort of keep an eye on it.
Alternatively, I guess that's probably the goal of the big old fire thing, right?
Yeah.
Before, I guess it has been doing stuff.
Yeah, this looks like making sure they can see anybody who can come in or out.
You know, now that you mention it, Ellie, that sounds like instead of it being the people from Hollow, maybe the big fiery thing did this, so we could see this from far away.
Amazing deduction.
I think that could be a possibility. Yeah, yeah. This could have been useful to know, possibly.
Can I take a look around while they mention that the bird might have a better view then?
I thought y'all knew about this.
No. I don't think
Uh,
Hollow knows about it either.
Sure, Dunnan. What are you looking for?
For the bird.
Oh, for the bird. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
It's on the horizon or somewhere in the vicinity.
Certainly. Make me a perception check.
Rolling hot today.
Yeah, you're keeping an eye out. All right. Aeolus, are you back? Or he's not back yet. Okay.
I mean, if the bird is patrolling over this to see who arrives, I guess it knows we're here.
We'll see.
Could set up camp around here and see if it comes back.
Only if
Can happen.
only if Siegfried does his hallucinatory terrain thing.
Yep.
Not standing out here in the open. We saw what that did.
Yeah, I don't feel the need to become barbecue.
No.
Well, if he makes it look like we're not here, then the bird's not going to come, right? Isn't
do
the
a
point
tiny
to
version.
isn't the point to make us be bait so that way it comes?
When we're ready.
Are we not ready?
I mean, we could set up a hallucinatory little thatch kind of thing, right? And actually camp a couple meters away, right?
Yeah, I mean, we have
Siegfried
point of
will describe-
exhaustion.
Siegfried will describe the nature of the spell as he can't make structures appear with
Ah.
It's just mimics natural environment.
Who
I'm
has
recalling
that
the spell
wall-
correctly.
Stone wall thing though. Don't we have a who? Doesn't someone here make little stone wall houses? Isn't that a thing? When we were
We
in
all
the
look at her like she's got two heads.
when we were in the cave and it was cold and
On the mountain.
yeah.
Would also be Siegfried. Yes, wall of stone. Yes, he can spend his fifth. He can spend one of his 5th level spells on wall of stone.
Oh, fair. That's a bit. It's a bit much. All right.
All I know is I feel really exposed right here, just standing here talking in the space that was cleared for visibility of such things as us. What can we do? How close is the nearest actual vegetation?
About 200 feet away from you.
200 feet? Let's just kind of get under those trees. Let's go do something. It's not so exposed and
Down the
discuss it
hill.
there.
Yeah. You lose sight of the hen. You will likely lose sight of the henge. Because you have to go downhill to get to it.
Yeah, but we won't lose sight of the nasty firebird coming out of the sky, will we?
There's not a nasty firebird coming out of the sky.
How about a Hunter? What's it?
Remember, exhaustion Hellarass is only a -1 to your d20. Not
Yeah. I feel like this is the sort of thing we need to have every point possible. But you guys do what you want to do. I follow.
I guess I just have a question. I want to ask some follow-up questions about the last time Groddle you landed in through this henge. What was the time? Did you see the firebird, the fire thing soon after arriving? Like, what was that? Was there anything weird after you guys arrived here? Did you guys feel like notice anything?
Well, I came by myself on that hunt. Same hunt that I'm still on. No, I got here. I had gotten a description of it previously. I made my way slightly west. I didn't go up into the mountains. I got one side of it on my way towards Hollow. I was hoping they might have some information on it. Spent a few days there. And then I made my way back into the mountains. One down another. Got a few more sightings myself. Running into some issues with trying to track it. Mountainous terrain is not very favorable to foot pursuits of flying creatures. Even under ideal terrains. It's not and that's when your folk started talking in my head.
Fair enough. All right. So there's so nothing. It doesn't seem like they're actively watching all the time. It's just sort of a general awareness. All right.
I was not here for very long initially, to be fair.
Hmm.
Well, those things snuck up on us really fast. So let's not stand here with our thumbs up our asses figuring out what to do, and let's take a course of action.
Well, that's not what we're trying to bait, right?
Okay, is everybody ready?
I give a
Sure.
thumbs up.
Hey, that could be.
Weapons drawn.
Rattle's unpacking their bivouac and is starting to set up Gonna be here for a while, waiting on bait.
Okay.
So we're setting up camp.
Throttle is. It's up to you if you choose to. It's about 10 a.m. right now, but
Somebody keen on going scouting?
I'll go scout it. I was just gonna say, yeah, I guess we can scout around until we want to take a rest or take turns if some of us want to rest now.
Eolus, could you prepare some potions for us? You know what kind?
Yeah, I can prep a couple of flying.
And I'll take a look at the vicinity to see if there are maybe some tracks from that bird. I know it's highly unlikely, but who knows?
alright. Time passes as you are all working on your own individual things. Here and there. Aeolus, how many potions are you making?
The maximum flying potions I can make are 2.
2?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will hand one of them to Gunnan and the other one to Helly.
I would prefer to stay on the ground. Maybe give it to Grottle.
Yeah. Okay. And I will explain that the potion lasts for an hour.
Good to know. As they take it down from their lips and don't drink it.
So I'm sorry I walked away. So all of the damage around the henge was caused by people clearing it out to give easier access.
That's what Grottle believed.
Okay. After Aeolus crafts the potions, he's gonna go back to canvassing that area. Plus, he wants to know if this was creature, if this was humanoid, if it is a creature, if there's any tracks, leave anything behind.
Yeah, we could look for accelerant area in case this, like, if this were something or a specific area of fire burn, right? If it was human versus, or like person initiated versus if something were landing from above, right? We'd be able to maybe tell.
Those are my hopes.
Sure. You have the better part of a day. At the very least, from your understanding, you can see pretty well in all directions. Between Tang, Siegfried, Aeolus, you have enough people to be able to keep a reliable watch going at this point. So, if you are waiting here and trying to use this location as bait, you can tell me which preparations you wish to make. I've already rolled for if it shows up, if you are correct, and how long do you have. So it is up to you to decide which things you wish to do to try to prepare and how much time you wish to allocate to them. Without knowing how much time you actually might have, if there is a time limit.
All right. So is our goal, I guess, if it does fly over, are we trying to take it to ground here now that we have open space that's already pre-burnt, or is this are we still in observation stage? What do we think, guys?
I would prefer to observe it first before we fight it, if possible.
Agreed, for me at
I
least.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Rato, are we on the same page?
Try to watch it. If it attacks us, attack it. Otherwise, don't attack it.
All right.
Yeah, so I guess to me it seems like we could set up we either need to hang out here clearly visible or set up a dummy version of us to lure it in while we wait slightly further away. Or we could split up and do both.
I like
Well,
that.
So we could also, and Aeolus will look to Shia. We can hide, and the ones that are looking out can hang out outside.
Make an insight check for me. You get a single sort of glance between like you and then at Grottle and then back at you. Sort of get the feeling Jaya doesn't want to share this information.
Okay. Aeolus just drops it and just continues what he was doing.
So, are we making a dummy version of our camp to act as as bait, or are we functioning as bait? Anyone have any strong feelings? Either way.
Well, we don't know how intelligent the species. If it looks maybe an illusion, do we have some? Can we procure an illusion?
I think just having a tent set up is going to be enough to attract its attention.
Maybe add a little fire or something.
When you can go in hiding, I can be bait. If you want to.
I'll
think
hang out.
I'll hang out too. It's just a matter of pragmatism.
I'm not scared of that beast.
No, and if it shows up, the closer I can get, the easier it'll make to track it.
And I mean, we can see it from, I don't know how far away from here. I mean, it's open field here. So.
We could send a couple people up flying to do patrols around the area just to get a little bit a little bit more heads up warning for it coming in. Because again, if it attacks us, I'm not trying to take a blast of fire straight to the face when on the ground.
Yeah, no.
We should spread out. We don't know if it has like a breath attack or something.
Yeah, so we could do a couple of flyers on patrol around a false tent, and then everyone else can position themselves as desired, either in the tent, around the tent, at the edge of the clearing, maybe?
I agree.
Does Siegfried still have his random tent? Is he still carrying that thing around?
Possibly.
Or some canvas or something like that. Doesn't have to be a nice one of our nice tents in case it gets torched, but
You're not touching my pelt. My pelt.
yeah. No, not the pelt. God no.
Yes, Siegfried has a tent for such a purpose.
Okay. Sorry, Dylan. Your tent is being offered up as sacrifice. So Helly will help set up that tent. Is Grottle gonna keep his tent up, or is he gonna back off from it?
Grottle's setting up their bivouac in the clearing because it's too large to set up within the tree line. Tree line seat. They don't agree with the tree line. So they're just setting up their bivouac.
Okay.
You can't see anything from the tree line. Too far away to do anything at the tree line from the henge. 200 feet is a lot of distance to cover.
Does
They
anyone
are
have
also
a-
a melee combatant.
Sorry.
Scythe?
Oh, does anyone have a fire resistant, like fire resistance or cold resistance? Because the scouts could use cold resistance, right? But then the people
Jaya
in
does.
the bait zone might want to take fire resistance, depending on how likely we think we are to get wrecked by this thing, right?
When he is resistant by nature, and I point to Siegfried. But otherwise, I think only Shia.
Okay.
I don't know if there are spells for that, or if anybody has spells magic.
I don't.
Tang does, right?
What, protection from energy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I don't believe it's a very long spell.
Fair.
Jaya has resistance to cold and fire. Tang does not have protection from energy prepped.
Ah.
Lasts an hour though.
All right. No fire resistance or cold resistance then. Just don't get hit by fire.
Yeah, that will be fine.
Do we want to decide shifts, or like who wants to go on the canvassing versus bait, and in what order, or all of us at once?
Well, I will be hanging out by Grottle, if that's all right. Out in the open.
I will be beat as well. I'm pretty sturdy, so.
I'll take flying rounds just to expand our, I guess, sphere of vision for.
Helly will definitely be bait.
I think the natural flyers should be the flyers, and the others on ground are bait.
Sounds good.
All right, I guess.
And if any of the flyers run into any issues, y'all are smarter. Please do not try to fight it or engage.
Don't have to tell me twice. I'm good. My wings are a little flammable. I'm set.
Aeolus will put the alchemist's flamethrower into his bag because he doesn't think it'll be very useful against something that's on fire.
Fair.
I guess Sive is gonna pop up into the air relatively high past the actually don't know how high. above the tree line, at least, I guess.
Okay.
Do you have a way to message us from afar?
I've got 60 feet of telepathy, but that's actually probably about it. So I'll try to stay within 100 feet of someone else at any when possible, maybe, because I think I could probably fly 40 feet pretty fast, and then blast off a heads up.
Aeolus will use Find Familiar. He can cast it. And he will summon a small bullfrog. If you get into trouble, just pop the frog.
Hop the frog.
Pop the frog. I should be able to feel if something I'm focusing on isn't here, in theory.
You want me to squeeze the frog into exploding?
Yeah. Yeah, it's easy.
With my hands?
Or a weapon.
He's not really a real frog. Like, you're not going to hurt it, are you?
Oh no, it's
You
not.
should-
It's a cave frog. It just pops back to where it where it once was, right? That's how this works. I haven't been killing these things, and these things been actually dying, right? Oh no, I've been using these for experiments. Oh, am I a terrible person?
You're fine.
When popping this frog, is there goo involved? Am I gonna have to clean these clothes? Because I only have one set of winter stuff. This is I don't need exploded frog on it.
No. There's no viscera that ejects from said frog when you squash it. It just smells weird, and then it pops away in a poof of magic. Yeah, that's how it always goes with my experimentations.
All right. Cool. I'll pop the frog if anything happens.
Something tells me that if something happens, you're going to give a rat's ass about the frog.
I mean, you
Go
can
ahead.
always just throw the frog, and it'll eventually hit the ground, right?
Yeah. Presumably, as I'm assuming it's not a floating frog of some sort. I wouldn't put it past you.
Aeolus just looks at the frog and goes, "If you tell me that you float this entire time,"
Gives you a very slow.
I knew it. I really need to start talking to people more. Yeah, I know you agree.
Cool. Okay. Alright, Froggy, I guess. Hold on. Sive is gonna very gingerly grasp the frog with both hands, because again, Sive is reasonably small, and I feel like this bullfrog is probably sizable relative to her size. And take off.
You
Still
take great care of Willem. He's precious.
I'll take care of him until I pop him, I guess.
Yeah, it's usually how it works.
Wait, what's the frog's name?
Nothing. I didn't name him after.
Something with W.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Has
All right,
returned.
Scythe.
All right, so I was taken off to circle the area with your new friend, the hoppable bullfrog.
Okay.
Willem.
You make your slow, lazy circles. Those of you who are on watch, I would like perception checks, please. Awesome. Why did it do that to me? Okay. All right. Time passes. Sun crawls overhead. Cold hours tick by, one after another. As the day grows late, the sun starts to set. A large storm starts to get blown in from the north. At the onset of the clouds, Siegfried will use Druidcraft to predict the weather in this spot for the next day. And he will let you know that there's a blizzard coming tomorrow.
Oh, isn't it just great? Our luck.
I'd like to rehab. Sorry, go ahead.
So then we have to find somewhere now to hide out from the blizzard if we stay here.
Now, I'd like to just double check your positionings. So, Helly, you voted to set up camp in the tree line, right? You're not on watch. Helly? Muted. Yeah, the rest.
Am I muted? Shit.
Now,
Yeah, something a little less stupidly in the middle of just like the center of the target, maybe towards the edge of the target.
if you want any type of cover, you have a minimum of 200 feet away. That's the beginning of the tree line.
Not
Okay.
cover, but just like not next to the hinge.
Okay. So you are still obviously there. Just not.
Obviously there, but off to the side.
Gotcha. I understand. Okay.
Roughly about like a fireball's radius away from us.
Yeah, oh yeah, close enough to be able to help and run, but not like center bullseye of the target that we think it would probably be looking at.
Okay. That was good. Sudden, you're keeping an eye on a grotto? Is that what you're doing?
Sure, being around.
Well, you know Grottle's a melee combatant, so.
Yeah.
And then, Sive, you are on flight patrol when
Yep.
you have the wherewithal to do it without being too cold.
It depends, because I haven't I'm assuming I haven't heard the weather prediction about the blizzard, so my Scythe is fully basing this on how rough the wind gets, I guess. If it gets too aggressive, she'll come back down to
Okay.
the target.
Noted. Well, that'll be the next day. So
Yeah.
Eventually, night falls. There's ample wood, mostly already charred, ready for the use in cook fires and campfires to warm yourselves up over the course of the evening. Late in the night, close to midnight, as you're trading out turns of watch, the wind finally picks up and snowfall begins. It's not quite blustering yet, but it's present.
Okay,
And it
well, the wind
worsens.
picks up
So
and
go
it's
ahead.
blizzard, and if the wind picks up and it's blizzard and it's dark, I don't have dark vision, so at that point, Scythe's gonna return.
Okay. Yeah, if you don't have dark vision, I would have presumed you returned as night fell.
Yeah. As it got dark, useless to keep flying around.
I thought you had dark vision.
No, I'm blind sight, but fairies don't have dark vision for some reason.
Ah.
But I've got blind sight, so
I will double check to see if Siegfried has dark vision prepared and he can cast it on you. He's not. You're SOL.
yep.
To be fair, if the thing's on fire,
True.
we'd all
actually.
probably be able to see it at night.
That's
Coming.
true.
That is true.
Anyway. Don't really, and the more common things like bears we might need to worry about, but
That's a fair point. So maybe I guess I'm not giving up in the dark because it is a flying fire thing that I'm looking for. I'll give up if it gets too windy and cold.
Famous last words of our party.
And I guess I would hear the rock too if they were coming after us. So
Maybe.
thanks. Come.
Oh. Roll20 is bugging out on me. What is going on with it? Okay. All right. One by one, you take watches over the course of the evening. It is still quite cold. The blizzard is picking up quite noticeably as the day goes on. Or as the evening goes on, pardon me. About 3-4 a.m. Not quite completed a long rest at this point. I would like Dunnan, roll me a d12, please.
Of course.
Roll a one.
Left
Roll
off
a
left
one.
with Ellie.
Yeah, just having to. A D12, you said.
D12.
Hiya!
yes.
Sorry to disappoint.
Eolus could die at old age at another night.
Oh, wait. Why not? Oh.
That would be Aeolus on watch. The slow sort of walk that you're doing around the perimeter from where the one tent that Helleras has set up, bait tent of Siegfried's that you've set near to the henge, the under normal circumstances, camouflaged bivouac that Grottle carries. Doing this slow, lazy sort of walk between them all, keeping your head on a swivel. Wind is whipping insanely dense. You can hardly hear your own thoughts over the sound of the wind, and the snow is more sideways than vertical. It's coming down hard. Fresh powder is making it slippery, trying to avoid tripping yourself over the uprooted trees, the torn up rocks and stones and roots, branches that litter about the area. Off to the southeast, you see a glow. Incredibly muted by the fog of snow in front of your eyes. You see a glow. Sun.
Can I try to? I'm gonna try it. Can I try to strain my eyes to get a better look? Like, is there anywhere for me to get higher altitude, like climbing onto something?
Roll me a d4, please. So you were on your return towards the center of the hill. You had just left the bivouac and the rest of your compatriots to maybe 20, 30 feet, or their nightly accommodations are about 20, 30 feet behind you. Maybe, give or take. So you could get closer toward, closer along the hilltop in the direction this glow is.
Yeah. Aeolus will try to stay as low to the ground as he can, while keeping an eye trained as he makes his way towards the hilltop.
Okay. I'd like you to make me a perception check, please, with disadvantage. Darn good. Trying to skirt the southern edge of the hilltop, where you're not directly in the center, where your bait tent is set up by the henge. The storm is absolutely deafening. There's the howling of this wind is so dense. It's like having your ear against just pure static with how much it's buffeting, trying to push into your very consciousness. I'd like you to make a stealth check for me also with advantage.
Oh boy. That's on par.
That's a 13, right?
Yep.
Great. Okay. Creep about 60, 70 feet forward. Making this like slow rotation around the area. As you do, this glow is getting brighter. Brighter. It does not appear to be the sun. You dive low as streaking like a meteor crashing down onto the tent next to the henge is a massive creature. Let me move you to the map, Aeolus. Give me a brief moment. And then just double check your hit points on your token.
Yep, they're right.
This creature slams into the tent there, tearing it asunder. You see that form. I'd like you to make a history check for me. As a few moments later, it sort of pulls itself up out of the wreckage of this tent, seeing that there's nobody there. And you see this glowing golden inferno that's churning through skeletal bones, missing parts of a claw, number of teeth, one of its central horns, and it just sort of gets up, and these open, vacuous eye sockets from whence even more of this golden light churning, this fiery form sort of gazes out, pupilless, lidless, as the head rotates ever so silently. You realize the cacophony of the storm that has been assailing your senses is not the sound of the howling wind, but it is the roar of the inferno that is powering this skeletalized monstrosity that you are fairly certain is the remains of a voice, reanimated in some fashion. Move everybody onto this map.
Lovely. Still wanna talk with it?
The rest of you are inside the bivouac right now, and you just hear the roaring storm outside. Aeolus, you are not sure if this sees you at this moment.
Can I see where their tent is?
You vaguely can. So,
Okay.
mechanically, I've set the map to have darkness on it. Darkness is not just representing darkness. It is also partially representing your ability to see through the blizzard. The creature
Right.
is shedding light. There is a radius of dim light that everyone should be able to see with, to an extent. But it is difficult to make out fine details from very far away, because you are not only hampered by it being dark, even though there's a light source, but also the billions of snowflakes that are being swirled about this hilltop at the moment. You are not sure if it sees you. You think it's very possible that it sees you.
I will uncork my second mutagen slowly, and we'll drink it.
And you know your compatriot's tent is over here.
Yes. As soon as the creature's head turns even remotely looks like it catches wind of them, Aeolus will react. Other than that, right now he's just watching.
Okay. Make me a dexterity check. An initiative roll. Just give me an initiative roll. Okay. What action do you take as the head sort of rotates, sort of scanning the area, and fixes upon the tent and bivouac that's been set up for your compatriots to take shelter from the storm when it's not their watch turn? What action are you taking as it seems to have locked onto this secondary structure that it did not initially pounce upon?
Aeolus runs up and will cast fly on himself and shoot into the air, and will wait, is that a
Action.
bonus action? That's
Action.
an action.
Cast fly.
All right. Then Aeolus is going to step to the right, and he raises his arm in the air.
These are not rocks on the surface, by the way. It's just the map that I had.
Okay. He will step further away from the tent and will raise his arm in the air and will fire off into the sky a lightning bolt. As he will.
You're trying to draw its attention? Is that what you're trying to do? Okay.
Yep. And then.
Okay.
And then
So,
as.
That's an action, right?
Yes. And then as
Okay.
a bonus action, expeditious retreat on myself.
Okay. Sounds good. Make such marks as necessary and mark down your concentration. Everyone else, please double check your tokens and make sure that your hit points are correct. When every now and then, like when I pull them out, tokens don't like that. It sees the secondary structure. It is initially not distracted by Aeolus. Initially, at the very least. Aeolus, you watch as you take these immediate actions, trying to sort of figure out what's going on, realizing that it arrived much faster than you had anticipated. And you see the lights, this golden fire that is churning through the structure of the skeletal form, sort of swell and gain in this brightness from the center as this focus of intense light moves forward through its form, up its throat, and projects in a massive cone towards the other bivouac. All of you are in cover, effectively. So I would like a dexterity save from all of you. You are going to have resistance to this damage because it is not directly hitting you, but you are within the area.
Don't
So
think I can shield master that because I don't see the attack, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me. I think you're all within my cone.
Does anybody get +5 from me? Shive and Heli at least?
I'll have. Yeah, you're all within my cone.
My God.
I'll have each of them roll a d20. 11 or higher, they get the benefit. In addition, Sive's failing either way. Heli, you get the +5. Heli, you succeed. I need to roll for Grottle.
Oh, like shit.
This is going great for me.
Yeah, real good. Grottle stat block. Not their strong suit. They got a natural 20.
Good for
Rattle
them.
sheet off of Whisper for now. Go. All right. Where's my breath weapon? Oh, it's not too bad on damage. Not at all. Helleras, you succeed, you take half damage, but then you resist, so you take half again. It is 54 points of radiant damage. So half of that to everybody would be 27. Helleras, half of that you take 13. I don't believe any of you resist radiant damage.
No, but do they have the +5? The temp HP? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm going to ask everybody to roll into initiative, please. Elras showed up twice. I don't know why.
How much damage is it? It's the whole 54, or am I?
So it's the whole 54, but because you are inside of the thing, I'm giving you cover for the moment. So it's 27.
Cool. Thank you.
And then you had 5
Minus-
temp from Dunnan.
Cool. Okay.
So it's 22 to your actual hit points.
Cool.
So we have I've done this Heli. There we go. And Grottle. Grottle rolled great. Okay. Now, I will put this to the group of you at this point. You're in initiative. The bivouac is destroyed. You are all thrown out of your regular preparations or whatever you were doing, your sleep, your dozing, whatever activity you were engaged in. This said, you were all planning and prepared to be bait based on your actions over the course of the day. So I'm not going to rule that any of you don't have your armor on. You're all effectively being prepared at all times. So you are all fully prepared, other than the fact that some of you might have been woken from a dead sleep. Does the group want to hold off on the full combat or getting into the full combat until next session?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Aww, I wanted to hug it.
Oh man.
All right. Let me move these tokens to the token layer. Done and roll me 3d20s. Siegfried gets the benefit of your aura.
Hooray.
Siegfried's dex save fails either way. We had 5 temp, so he goes to 0 temp. Then from 103, he gets did get the benefit of the aura. There, Grottle was there. Jaya. Dex save for Jaya. Passes handily. So she takes 13, so she takes 8 points of damage. Not get an aura benefit. Then Fang, she doesn't want to open for me. Did not get an aura benefit. Her dex save is a 22. So she takes 8 points. All in the bivouac. And let's get them in initiative also. There. Jaya's there. Hang there. That way everything's ready to go in chat for everybody. Makes sense. Is there anything else that we're missing that we need to have ready for next week when we do our combat?
No?
All right.
Nope.
Wonderful. Landed.
It landed, yeah.
You didn't have to hunt it in the sky.
Cool thing.
I'm glad we had the dummy tent set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, dummy tent was a good idea.
Sorry, Siegfried.
Don't sound that sorry.
I
We
think-
could purchase another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you won't be mad.
Alright.
Well, guys, then let's have some fun next week.
Yeah.
What can possibly happen?
So many things. I'll put that there. Good game, everybody.